Hey y'all, here's some badass news from your friends here at ADHD Podcast. Have you ever wanted to up your coat or style game? Have you ever wanted to feel as cool as some of your favorite fictional characters? Look no further and check out Volante Design, an American-based company from Massachusetts. They create some amazing jackets, vests, shirts, and other fun accessories. They have some amazing original pieces that might be inspired by some of your favorite fandoms, and some fun licensed products from Mass Effect, Star Trek, and Devil May Cry. Check them out at their website, volantedesign.us, or on any of their social media pages at Volante Design. Now, I know they can be a bit pricey, but they are 100% worth it. And with your friends here at ADHD Podcast, you can get 10% off with our affiliate code. Our code is ADHDPOD. Link in the show notes below. Check them out and get some badass pieces for your wardrobe. See y'all soon.
Hello, wonderful people. Thank you for tuning in once again to this edition of the ADHD Podcast. I'm one of your lovely, lovely hosts, Rob.
And I am your other host, Steve. How y'all doing out there?
We're doing pretty good, man. You know, we're getting to that time of year, winding down, school's getting over, these kids are getting out the door. We're getting ready for Tribeca.
You're winding down?
I'm not winding down personally, no, because you know me, I'm a maniac. I always work. There's no stopping.
I am so happy you're editing this just so I can be like, you little shit.
Listen, that's what happens when you step up and take responsibility for some things, you know? Some things, they need to get done. And if they're gonna get done, I want to be the one to do them. So, you know, things happen.
You know what I have to say to that? God, I love having a soundboard.
It's not safe. It's not safe. But guys, like I said earlier,
out so much.
It's crazy. It's super fun. Like we were saying earlier, it's that time of year though. We're getting ready. We're gonna go in for the second time in a row to go see Tribeca Film Festival. I'm super excited for this year's lineup.
Oh, so am I, because we're not going in for just one thing. We're going in for two things. Granted, they're back-to-back, so we're going to be in the city for, like, the whole day, and I'm so happy that it's a Saturday, so that we can just, go in and be like, and not have to worry about coming home the next day all too much.
Not too much,
I
no.
may just, like, take off on Sunday and just be like, cool, I'm not doing anything that day. Why? Because I was in the city the day before having fun.
Yeah, right? Like, no, I'm taking my day off. The city's enough for a lot of people. I don't know how people live there.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
I agree with that. I was recently in the city, over spring break for a trip that I was doing where we went to the UN, and that was really cool. But I was so stressed of, getting the train in with kids and everything, trying to get a subway up there from Penn Station. It was a hassle, and once we got to where we were going, I'm like, cool, now I can relax.
Yeah, seriously, no, it's the city is just stressful in its totality. But anyway, how was comic book day for you? I didn't get a chance to indulge myself in the comic book day myself, although I will say I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty proud to say that I now own Don to Don 1 through 11. I added to my collection.
Very nice. Comic book day was fun. I actually got to celebrate it this year.
What'd you get? What do we get?
The comic shop that I used to go to shut down during, just during or after the pandemic, and they switched to being virtual instead of brick and mortar. And I should still buy comics from them, but I like having, my between $5 and $50 a week for other stuff. But there was some really cool stuff that my wife and I were out of town checking out a music festival in Manayunk, Pennsylvania. So it was called Sing Us Home. That's a story for another day when we're not recording. That there was just a little comic shop in downtown, and I was like, we'll go check it out, see what's see if they have anything good. And we forgot that it was Free Comic Day, and we went in and got some. I think they were doing it's a limit of 3 free comics per person from the stuff. I was able to get a comic for Gundam Wing, which I was like, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, right. That's a good haul already, right there.
I got one for Mega Man, which was really cute, and I just read that the other day, and it's like 3 robot masters that like Mega Man had defeated that now like found different life callings, and Mega Man gets like beat up a little bit, and the ending of the comic is them just stepping up and being like, hey, he fought for us, now let's fight for him. And it's like, all right, that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then another one from Dark Horse. It was like a split between like the Star Wars thing that is meant for like little kids called it's like Star Wars Younglings or something like that.
I love Dark Horse comics. They always do a great job. They produce a lot of stuff.
I was more excited for what they had in the back end of the free comic because it was the samurai and the Ronin Appa and Momo from the Sleepy episode.
Ooh.
Of them just having their own like adventure regarding a ramen shop. It was very much like Samurai Champloo, only in the Avatar universe. It was so freaking cute, dude.
That so checks out. That's great. Oh man.
No, it was absolutely wonderful. I have to let you read it the next time that you're over.
Yeah, no, seriously, please do. But let's not waste any more time because we got quite a list.
We have 14 animated shorts to talk through because the 2 sessions that we're going to, like I said before, they're back to back. The first one that we're going to go check out is Whoopi's Wonderful World of Animation. So once again, Whoopi G, she's hopping in on all of this. We're seeing 2 things that she has, happily touched and made awesome. This is like the more family-friendly one. And the second one that we're going to go see is we are seeing the animated shorts curated by Whoopi G again.
Yeah,
both of them have 7, count them, 7 animated shorts a piece. So we are going to be there for a good chunk of time, and it's going to be awesome.
And just like the last Tribeca episode we did, we're going to basically copy that format again. We're going to be looking at all of these shorts at a glance on their previews, whether they have a trailer or not, off their thumbnails, off their descriptions. And we're going to kind of give our 2 cents, our predictions, our thoughts leading into whatever we go into, seeing what we think is going to be the hit one, what one we might might agree on or disagree on, and then the thing that I think is going to be the most fun with this one is what film's going to be, that film like we saw last year. You know what I mean? The one that wins an Oscar for what they did.
I think we're not going to be able to make that prediction until after we see the shorts. Like now we've seen 2 shorts from last year that are literally critically acclaimed. One with winning the Oscar of, once again, In the Shadow of the Cypress. We love that short to no end. Absolutely adore it. And one that caught a lot of buzz and won a lot of awards from other film festivals was Lukey and the Lights, I think.
Lukey and the Lights was phenomenal as well, man. I mean, was
absolutely wonderful. I think in our stories recently, they have merch now. that I definitely want to get a Lukey shirt to support them. But let's hop into it. Let's take a look at everything. So the first one that we're going to be taking a look at, because we're going to look at Whoopi's Wonderful World of Animation. That one is the first one that we're seeing. And if anybody wants to join us, we're going to be there on Saturday, June 14th. That's our little plug. Come say hi. I'm probably going to be wearing my ADHD shirt.
I most likely will be as well.
And I'm going to bring maybe some swag to give out to people if we meet anybody. But the first animated short that we're going to have in that Whoopi's Wonderful World of Animation is called Linie 12. At least I think it's Linie. It's Line-I-E.
That's what I'm going with, and it's going to be a world premiere here in Tribeca, so it's going to be a first look. I mean, obviously it's going to be aired June 7th before we get to it, but it'll be a world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival, and that's pretty neat to see.
I think it's going to be really cool. It is a German-based short. It is 9 minutes long. It is in German, but there will be English subtitles for, dummies like the two of us.
Hey, I took and proudly failed my German 2 in college, okay? Leave me alone. I know some German.
I need to hop on the Duolingo so I can start learning German to make the...
No, the Duolingo owl said, no, I'm out. You know that, right?
No, I thought the Duolingo owl was back.
Oh, did he come back? The last I saw, he was out. I know they were doing that whole publicity thing, and I think Duolingo does some of their stuff absolutely hilariously, just to get randomly off topic.
Yeah. So anyway, Linie 12. Let's hop into this. The description for this short is: in a world dominated by towering steep mountains, pedantic train conductor Peregrine navigates his train over huge bridges and along dangerous ridges. Like a clockwork, he follows the world's very own rhythm. He has to, if he wants to bring the passengers safely to their destination. One day, the chaotic musician Clara smuggles herself into his machine room. She is immediately fascinated by the innate rhythm of the mighty machine and begins improvising a lively piece. But when catastrophe strikes, Clara and Peregrine have to overcome their differences in order to save the train from derailing. Looking at this,
I love the narrator voice. Can we please just stick with that for the rest of these descriptions? Because there is no way I'm topping that. I cannot pull off in a world. I see, even there, that was disgustingly bad. You're taking that role.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. I was going to anyway. I just wanted to surprise you with it. I would, while I was reading, I didn't get a chance to look over at your face, but I knew you probably were sitting there with a shit-eating grin on your face, just going, "This is wonderful."
He did the thing. He did a thing. Let's keep doing the thing. I like this thing.
But looking at the pictures, it looks very much like the video game Professor Layton. I know I'd mentioned that before we started recording, and you're just like, I don't know what that is. But if you look up screenshots, to me, it looks like something like that would be from Professor Layton.
I'll say
it looks really cute. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, for me, I'm sorry. I'll say for me, the one image of the train that they have, I love that ink wash texture that they have going on with this. I feel like a lot of these, just in the two to three cells that we get here, they paid a lot of attention to the overall texture and vibes that you're getting off of here, because you can tell even with some of these intense color keys that, you're getting some really intense emotions in this movie with the red and orange piece that they have in their thumbnails and the train silhouette in that ink wash. Very eerie, very dreary, very it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I'm excited to see what this turns out into.
I mean, even looking at the one picture that shows both Peregrine and Clara, however you want to say the name, it looks very welcoming. Like, I know that these shorts that we're going to be talking about first is like more of the family friendly stuff, so it's not going to be like super heavy, except for maybe one of them, and there's a trailer that we may watch for it. But it looks like it's going to be. It looks like something that you would see on Nickelodeon.
I was going to say PBS.
Like, right after school, like just before it gets into the stupid stuff after you finish your homework. But like,
yeah, this is still the helpful part of Nickelodeon when they still wanted to like help kids in school and make them like actually educated.
Yeah. It's like it's like a little bit of like the artsy fartsy type part of Nickelodeon before it gets into like, watching Rugrats and stuff like that.
There is a show, now that you're mentioning this now, there is a show that one picture that you're talking about with the two of them on frame. There's a very specific cartoon. It's in the back of my head. I will get there by the end of this episode because we're going to be recording for a long time on this, but
is it the one where it's like the painting and like the pencil drawing and all of that stuff?
Yes, it's exactly that.
I know exactly which one you're talking about, but I can't remember what the heck it's called.
Do we have research? Research. I don't have research. I have a computer.
My research is cooking dinner at the moment.
I'm on computer.
But anyway, thank you for reading my mind. Thank you for understanding where my terrible brain was going, because like you see it, right? The clean lines,
that's what I was thinking about of like when I first saw that image of thinking about that one spot where it's like the person drawing and like they have the big pencil that's the size of them. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And yes, I can see that 100% right there. One.
Count them.
I've been so good recently.
I know.
But yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. And even in the second frame, like where it's a little bit more of that, oh no, something is going down, it definitely feels like it's going to be a fun short, even though it's only 9 minutes long. I think it's going to be something that's going to be nice and impactful.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I also think that we are going to be in for a wild swing of emotions for this one. I mean, that's what most good stories do, but just from the two stills I'm working off of here with the intense color palettes, we're going to be in for something really volatile in terms of emotion here. So I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to see how Clara and I'm trying to read Peregrine. Yeah, I can't wait to see how their dynamic works out for the story, because we've seen the story 1,000 times before. But let's see
somebody
what
neurotic meets somebody chaotic, and hilarity ensues.
Yeah, the story type's there. I'm just excited to see what their spin is. I'm excited to see what Sarah Schultz and Christopher Scheimer did with this in terms of directing and writing and making this their own. So do we want to go right into Awaiting the Lightning Bolt from there?
Yep. So the next one that is on this has there's no premiere. It says it is a 4-minute short from Italy in the UK that is in English, which is nice because then I don't have to try to read.
But Steve, reading is fundamental.
I understand that reading is fundamental, but being a person with
reading
ADHD
is fundamental.
I understand that, but being a person who's trying to watch something and then read something at the same time, there's a reason I don't have subtitles on for most of my shows, even though I have ADHD.
Oh, don't worry. I didn't have that before I met my lovely. And then all of a sudden, now I like reading too. She's rubbing off. Yeah. Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
We've talked about this already. So the next short that we're going to be looking at is Awaiting the Lightning Bolt.
Yeah,
4-minute English short, like I said. And the description is a comedy and drama.
No, Mr. Narrator voice. Go back. Try that again. Go back into your deep, manly narrator voice.
That's what I was gonna get into, but I'm just saying it's described as an animated comedy drama. Renato dares to capture a lightning bolt in a jar. He races against time with each storm, revealing the mysteries of nature and the power of love.
Well done, sir. Well done. No, but honestly, this art reminds me of Wallace and Gromit. Line reminds me of Aardman Studios with the texturing.
Do you know what it reminded me of when I first saw it? Like just the little first still up top. It reminded me of Budo.
Yeah, you know what? It really does. It really does.
It looked like Budo, only when you look at the character, especially looking at him up close, for Renato, you can tell that he's just a little like wool plushie, and he looks so cute.
And apparently, from what this looks like on my end, this is essentially a 5-person crew with Marco Russo, the creator, the director, the producer, the screenwriter, the editor, did a vast majority of the work on this. He was also the cinematographer on this too. So you can tell that this is going to be coming from a personal place from, him branching up and making something out of this. So I'm real excited for that. I'm also...
He's also the main contact for everything. If you look under contacts, he's the international sales contact, the U.S. sales contact, the press contact, the print source.
Like, seriously, this powerhouse to him. I'm excited to see what this looks like. And I love it's such a simple narrative idea, catching lightning in a bottle, because everybody knows the expression, everybody knows the phrase, and it's not like it's uncommon, but they're going for the literal approach for it. I think it's kind of going to be a little bit more on the hilarity side, a little bit more on that Aardman comedy side. But again, this should be really fun. This should be really entertaining.
I mean, we both really enjoyed Budo last year. And if it's anything like that for hilarity, I know that it's more of like Italian and British. So it's going to be a lot more dry, hopefully.
Yeah. Yep.
But even just seeing the character holding the bottle with like what looks like there's a cloud in the bottle, it's gonna be really cute. I think it's gonna be fun. I don't know if it's gonna be like top tier for me, but I think it's gonna be very enjoyable, and we're gonna smile and laugh and have a good old time with it.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we switch like complete 360 from something that seems very lighthearted and humorous and kind of engaging in that regard. We jump to Lilie, which is an American horror short that's 10 minutes long. It looks super textural.
God, this looks so beautiful.
And we actually get a trailer for this one, so we're going to kind of play it and live react to it as we go along.
Well, before we play the trailer and live react to it, do you want me to read the description?
Mr. Narrator, would you mind please going ahead and doing your duties as a deeply manned voice person and read this lovely description?
All right, let's just... Lilie is an animated short film based on Stephen King's short story, Here There Be Tigers. The short is about a young third grader who, after being embarrassed by a vicious teacher, discovers a tiger in his school's bathroom. This is directed by Kate Siegel and designed by and animated by Pete Scalizzi. The short is part of the Dark Corners film series, which features animated horror short stories for children and was created by Siegel and Chrissy Fox. God, this is gonna be phenomenal. Like,
I just want to jump in. I just want to see this trailer already. I really want to jump in and see this trailer already. I'm ready for this.
I'm making this full screen. Yep, play it.
All right, let's do this. So, we are probably gonna have to edit this down a little bit for the copyright part, but we'll roll with it for now.
We might be able to like speak over top of it a little bit. We'll see what happens.
No one wanted to be in Miss Sidley's class. What a mean
God, this looks like Tim Burton.
Seriously, there's something else with it too. It's like that creepypasta kind of look. Oh, it's by Stephen King. That's why.
Yes. Oh yes. I think this is my favorite one. Just looking at after watching that trailer. Oh, I love.
I'm uncomfortable.
Good. You should be. It's based on the story by Stephen King.
Yeah.
Stephen King makes you feel uncomfortable. Even having a conversation with him, you feel uncomfortable. Am I wrong?
No. Although I will say the opposite about R.L. Stine. Meeting him was a wonderful experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would love to meet R.L. Stine. Ooh, we should reach out to him to get him on the podcast. That'd be fun.
That would be a really interesting take. I mean, I know he's out there and I know he does his thing, so he might just for the goof of it do it.
Or we could get, the R.L. Stine step in and get Jack Black, since he played R.L. Stine in the movies. But no, Lily looks absolutely wonderful and terrifying. Like, I cannot wait to see this one. I think so far out of the 3 that we've looked at to just kind of blind react.
Yeah, I'm ready for that one. I think that might be at the top of my list right now. I know it's kind of weird to do that with that being the only one with the trailer, I believe.
But so many lists on this podcast that maybe we should just become a top 10 podcast. But that's a story for another day. This definitely is up there for me from just looking at the stills, reading the description. This is going to be wonderful and terrifying, and I cannot wait. I seriously cannot wait. That one's going to be great.
It is going to be juicy.
Anything by Stephen King, I will happily watch and read. And just even watching the trailer, everything just looks exaggerated, like it would be from Tim Burton, except for the human characters themselves. Except the teacher looks a little Tim Burton-esque, but everything else looks like you would see it on Caillou or something like that for the characters.
Yeah, and maybe Courage too. Maybe a little Courage the Cowardly Dog in there as well, in terms of just kind of that weirder style of line art to kind of get more of that I'm doodling in my notebook kind of texture.
Definitely, and I think that one's my favorite one so far. And looking at just the titles of some of the other ones, it'll probably be top 3 for me, or at least this session.
And yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I think it's going to end up being a top 3, but this next one here might be a competitor for top spot here, because it kind of makes me feel like I'm about to go watch a Marvel short almost. And this one's Captain Zero.
No. This one looks just reading the description and everything to get me ready to, read it in my narrator voice. This feels like Invincible to me.
Yeah, so this one's called Captain Zero Into the Abyss Part 2. This is a short made in the United States. It's a 15-minute short directed by Zay Cher Ame, produced by them as well. Go ahead, Mr. Narrator, if you wouldn't mind taking it away and blessing this podcast with your pipes over there.
Framed through his therapy sessions, high school senior Xerxes Hughes struggles to juggle his double life as a student and superhero, all all while trying to confront his inner demon. Literally. Yeah, that sounds...
This sounds Invincible. This sounds Spider-Man. This sounds...
this is like Invincible meets Spider-Man, Spider-Verse stuff meets The Boys.
Yeah, so I'm really interested particularly in the art style. The first frame we get of him kind of out of focus with a lot of stuff going on in the background here, while also not having a lot of detail in the background. Really interesting stuff. Definitely going through, that psychosis of battling those inner demons. And then the two stills that we get underneath the description here, I mean, just screams art noir, screams detective show, screams we got to get to the bottom of this quickly, and the art looks insane.
The art looks absolutely beautiful. It reminds me a lot of kind of like the 2000s Ultimate Spider-Man TV show. Spectacular Spider-Man.
With oh my god, who Drake Bell's Spider-Man and Will Friedle Will Friedle as Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it looks very similar to that for like an art style, and I like that. It looks like something that you would see on like Rooster Teeth or like something that's a little bit more indie. It absolutely looks wonderful. And this one is also probably going to be in the top 3 for me so far. Just looking at it, like you can definitely tell that the therapy sessions are intense and deep from just how dark the coloration is on the two stills that we get from that.
I think that's my favorite part of what I'm like, what's pulling me in the most is their attention to color and their attention to lighting and kind of specific detailing that maybe normally goes unnoticed, or maybe not unnoticed, but that's probably the more intricate parts of animation, right? A lot of students go and study, facial expressions and walk cycles and actions. Nobody sits there and studies particles or dust animation. That's not really something people are, dying at the hip to do, but this short seems to be tackling that head on.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this one. And I'm excited to see, because it's starting to pop up more into the mainstream now, of seeing an African-American superhero.
Yeah, for sure.
Being a white guy, I love not seeing a white superhero because...
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We see enough of that. I mean, obviously, we've gotten the story for years. Let other people get it.
Superman, Batman, Iron Man, Captain America. All I'm going to say, and you can edit this out all you want.
Oh, God. I mean, to be just to throw it out there, you do have people like Green Lantern, and you do have a Black Captain America. I know that's now kind of more recent times, but Cyborg and Teen Titans, they Static Shock. They did try, but obviously, we need to do better.
I mean, you've got Black Bolt, you got Black Panther.
How did I forget Black Panther? That was bad. Thank you for that catch.
Yeah, there are a lot of good non-white superheroes that are out there nowadays, and I absolutely love it. I mean, it's great to see Miles Morales, a Black Hispanic Spider-Man. Let's freaking go.
Right.
And it's built into his character. It's absolutely wonderful. But let's move on to the next one.
So this one, the world premiere of Ostrich, a film from Switzerland, excuse me. 5 minutes short. It is. I misread that. My apologies. 9 minutes short in English. Directed by Mary Kevnov and produced by Jodie van Reotz. I'm really excited
We
for
are
this
so
one.
sorry if anybody listens to this that has been a part of any of the shorts that we've talked about so far and butchered your names. Please reach out to us to tell us how to actually say your name.
I think I did a pretty good job, to be fair. I think I did a pretty good job, to be fair, but you're definitely right. Please call us out if we, like, horrifically butchered your name. But going back to...
So this animated short is a part of animation, comedy, and fashion. So let's get into it. It is Ostrich. A little sparrow is in awe of the ostriches with their long necks, dazzling eyes, and muscular legs, and wants to be just like them.
Yeah, and the art style immediately screams out to me Tuca and Birdie from, Adult Swim times. And this neon color palette is so vibrant and fun. And I, as an animator's perspective here, I love the use of their 2D elements that they have going on. Everything feels very graphic, very simple, very flat. It's not very textural, but yet everything gets this kind of really beautiful treatment from what I can see in all these thumbnails. So the art style for me is immediately what's drawing me in at first for this.
For me, it's the story that's drawing me in for this because this is something that I deal with within one of my jobs is how to curate what your life looks like and seeing what other people are doing and wanting to emulate that when it may not be the best thing to do. So the story definitely is pulling me in and pulling at my heartstrings. I don't think that this is going to be a top 3 for me, but this is definitely going to be a fun short to watch. It's going to be relatable, especially with everything that's going on nowadays.
The whole idea of
your phone and trying to see somebody else's life and being like, oh, that's what I need for my life, when you really may not need it.
Yeah, that whole idea of body positivity too, being confident in yourself, confident in what you got, and working with what you got. So, I mean, they're definitely going for a story that I'm assuming is going to be close to them personally. Yep. But again, I feel like this can be related to so many people. So this is going to be something that hits a lot of people in the theater. I kind of tend to agree with you that this might not end up being my top 3 out of the bunch when it's all said and done. However, I'm very interested in this. I'm very ready to watch this, dive into this, the Tuca and Birdie vibe, the coloration of it. I'm all ready. I'm ready for this.
Hell yeah. So the next one that we got up is a Mexican short, which is called Tigre. And I'm saying it that way because A, it's Mexican, B, it's a world premiere, C, it is spelled the correct way of Tigre. So it is El Tigre.
I was about to say, you remember that show El Tigre? My ADD brain's going off that 2000s El Tigre show with the dad and it was a CW show. No?
Nothing's ringing a bell off the top of my... Nothing's reminding me, but when you said El Tigre or something like that, I just automatically started thinking of Mucha Lucha.
And Mucha Lucha. I don't think that this is going to be that, but Nostalgia Bank.
It's not. Looking at the art style, it is far from it.
I'm excited for this too. I mean, this feels, and I don't have any other word to describe it other than tribalistic. It looks very flat. It looks very graphic. You do get your gradients and your textures in there, but overall, from the thumbnails that you do get, it feels like you're half watching cave paintings move, and then this last still that you get of the actual, I guess, place where they're housing the El Tigre.
So the description for this is it's just under animation. There's no comedy, drama, you name it. Tigre is the animated story of a friend's grandfather, a refugee from Laos, living in Thailand. A narrative full of uncertainty and curiosity, where a young man who goes deep into the jungle without understanding that not everything is as it seems.
I cannot wait for this. I'm very excited for this.
This looks absolutely beautiful. It reminds some of the art styling reminds me of in one I think it's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows when they talk about the Deathly Hallows story and they have the animation for that. This animation reminds me a lot of that, where it's like kind of like the paper cutout of everything moving, and it looks like it could be very fluid, but also
like
very
like when you're watching the Muses and Hercules when they're starting their song with the cutouts of the silhouettes. Like, yes, I could very much get that.
It looks like it's gonna be a Buddhist based story, which I'm all for. I love,
I'm all interested in learning new things.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely love that type of culture and everything. And it's directed by Maria Victoria Sanchez. So I think so far most of the shorts that we've been looking at have been directed by females, it looks like.
Yeah, and that's always wonderful to see in a mostly male-dominated field. Like, it's great to see that a lot of these shorts are going to these females and they're doing what they need to. It's great. Yeah, and I mean that by the Tribeca committee.
There's only been one guy so far in all the shorts. But this looks like it's going to be a good story, kind of like told as a flashback and everything. And it's going to be fun. I think this is going to be a fun one. The art style, I want to say, might be in my top 3 for all of this.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
It looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to hear the story and see everything and just enjoy this world premiere.
Yeah, no, I am totally right there with you. And now that we're going to kind of, not to say cap it off on this one, but the last of this particular series now of the Whoopi shorts for Wonderful World of Animation, we're going to dive into Snow Bear, which...
Snow Bear, it looks
like the Coca-Cola commercials of old.
Yeah, either that or it looks like Brother Bear, only set as, a polar bear.
Yeah, so this is a New York premiere, made in the United States, English movie, 11 minutes long. Really excited for that. Under the description here, it goes animation, environmental, and art. So I'm going with we're going to have an impactful message here, especially about climate change and all of that.
Yep. So the description of it is, set in a rapidly changing world, Snow Bear tells the story of a polar bear in an unforgiving environment as he quests to find a friend.
Isn't that what we're all doing? Isn't that what everybody's doing?
That's exactly what we're doing in life, is we're just questing to find a friend. But this looks really cute. I think this is going to be another fun one.
I think this one might win the most sentimental to me by the end of it.
Yeah. I agree with that statement.
Maybe not the top.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to hit you in the feels when you don't expect it to hit you in the feels. Looking at the stills where it's the first little picture is a polar bear with his arms around the shoulder of another polar bear that you're just like, I do that with my buddies. And then another one where it's a snowman polar bear that the other polar bear is sitting next to just be like, I want to catch snow with our mouth. And it looks like it's going to be super cute, but it looks like it's going to hit you right in the feels.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm loving the animation style. It's very flat, very graphic, and you still get a lot of textural elements in there, so I'm all for it. I love this 2D styling. It's kind of got a flat color to it, but I enjoy that as well.
Oh yeah,
Aaron Blaise and Nicholas Birch did a great job with this. Aaron Blaise being the director, and Nicholas Birch and him both working on the screenplay for this. I'm excited for this one.
It's gonna be a fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for all of these, but I'm
excited for
this one's
that
definitely gonna be
for sure.
It's definitely gonna be a good time, and I think this is a good little spot right now, to just take a small little break, and we'll put in like
a song in here or something, yeah,
or something like that, just for a few moments while we relax,
reset, hydrate. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. We're going to go dive immediately, just straight right back into the second part of our Tribeca Film Festival preview, which, again, we're so excited to be doing this once again. Really, it's a privilege to be able to go watch this stuff.
I'm so excited to be back at Tribeca. It's going to be a great time. I'm even bringing some fun swag for if we like talk with anybody. I'm going to try to make like stickers and maybe get some stuff made up for handing out to people that were like, hey, hit us up.
I may or may not.
It's going to be a good old time.
And on my end for Tribeca, I'm hoping that I'll be bringing some recording equipment, and maybe we'll be getting some fun video content in there, maybe some interviews with some people as well. Being that
are we gonna make TikToks and Reels in real time?
We are going to probably end up making TikToks and Reels in real time because, you know, me being a media person, I have a lot of access to media things. So why not exploit that? I mean, use them to our fullest potential.
Yes, we're not going to use our, white male privilege to exploit the people for free.
No. It's all for exposure. And not that kind of exposure.
You got to cover up if you're going to expose yourself.
Not the indecent kind, the real kind. The we'll pay you in exposure kind.
All right, so let's move on. So the next 7 shorts that we're going to be looking at, once again, is going to be on June 14th. Both of these sessions are kind of back-to-back, and we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it, too. A little bit longer stay in the city this time, a little bit more of an excuse to enjoy the time out in New York City. Really just relax and take it in and not feel like I'm rushing.
With the first session starting at like 3-something in the afternoon, like we could get in there by like 11 o'clock and really make a full day out of it. And we're planning our day here on the podcast. We should, actually talk about it.
Yeah, no, we do need to talk about it. My life has been hectic, crazy at my job because it's the tail end of the year. So that, of course, means inevitably that I'm in planning for next year already and assuming some different responsibilities. So a lot on my plate at the moment. But no, I agree. We need a podcast dive into what the actual plan is.
Offline, we'll plan this. But so the next one is the animated shorts curated by Whoopi G. The 7 different shorts that we're going to be checking out. And these are for a slightly older audience, it sounds like. It is suggested for those 14 and older. So this is going to be the teen crowd and up. And we've got the Quinta's Ghost, Petra and the Sun, How a River is Born, Ovary-Acting, Still Moving, A Night at the Rest Area, and The Piano.
And for me, what I'm also kind of noticing just as a quick glance, we get a lot of horror this year, which is kind of a welcome thing for me. I mean, I'm not really like in terms of horror movies, people are traditionally scared of said horror movies. As for me, I usually find them to be so predictable that they are not, in fact, scary. I end up kind of enjoying them way too much. Let's see if one of these actually scares me this time.
And just looking at like this second round, these are also longer shorts.
So, Mr. Narrator, if you would mind, we went with the Quinta's Ghost,
which is going to be a world premiere. The Quinta's Ghost. It is a Spanish film that will be in Spanish with English subtitles. It seems like, and it is a horror based. And let's get into it. In seclusion at La Quinta del Sordo, Goya confronts illness, memories, and haunting visions, exercising his demons through the black paintings, sacrificing peace, sanity, and itself to immortalize his torment.
And to talk about paintings in its description and what I'm looking at in these thumbnails, these look like oil paintings. I mean, the one portrait that they have of this guy in the window looks legitimately like an oil painting. I'm actually kind of curious, and you know me, I'm usually pretty good about this kind of stuff. I couldn't tell you what they used. I'm not sure what they used to do this.
Maybe we'll get to meet the director, James Castillo, and we can always ask him. But it definitely looks like this is going to be, it leans into the horror aspect of everything. Like the first screen grab that you see of this is a stereotypical horror scene that like the light is very harsh and you can only see like a quarter of the person's face. So you see like the eye and like the light shaft going down for like that part of his face. So you see like eye and cheek and that's about it. Everything else is like in shadow or in darkness. It looks like it's going to be creepy and I am all for that.
We're always for creepy. I mean, again, like I was saying before, horror movies need to be more horrifying, and it looks like they're really trying with this. And the one thing I'm going to notice across all of the stills really is the attention that they pay specifically to the lighting that they're using and how they're using it. This is the second film that I'm making this comment about, but playing with the light source is a major deal, and it's kind of something that is a little bit more subtle at times. Maybe it goes unnoticed, but playing around with that light placement is crucial. If this guy was in full light, it would not give this full story. I like the rim lighting behind it. I like the dust in the background there. It all is very, very high level attention to detail. I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, no, this one's going to be absolutely gorgeous and a lot of fun to get into. And it's 17 minutes long, so this is going to be
this is a little bit of a test
story to it, which I think is going to be great.
Yeah, right. It's a little bit of it might be the longest out of the bunch. I could be wrong on that, but I think it is.
So far, that is it's the longest one, including the first section the first round of stuff that we're going to be getting into. That is the longest one. I'm excited to see the longest one started off.
Yeah. Do we want to go right into the next one right here?
So the next one that we got up is Petra and the Sun. It is a Chilean short that is 11 minutes long. It is in Spanish and will have English subtitles.
And it makes its North American premiere here at Tribeca, which I love to see artist premiere at Tribeca. That's really cool. Also really brave, especially coming from Chile. Must be an interesting way to premiere in North America at one of the biggest film festivals in the world. And the
description for it is it's got a lot of descriptors to it. So it's animation, women, drama, romance, thriller, mystery, nature, Latinx and Latin America, and it looks like it's going to be a good story. And so the description for it is: during a heavy snowmelt in the Andes, Petra, 71, discovers the perfectly preserved corpse of a mountaineer from the last century. So this one definitely sounds like it's going to be creepy and fun.
We need creepy. I'm here for the thriller. I'm here for the drama. I'm here for the suspense.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this kind of. You know what this movie reminds me of style-wise? It does remind me of Budo, what we watched last year. This also reminds me of Kubo and the Two Strings, with kind of especially the facial features. I think they're going to be implementing that same trick of having multiple mouth shapes and multiple mouths created and kind of magnetizing it to the bottom, which is, you know, a labor of love to be doing that for these shorts. If you were to take a guess, for me, I would say this probably took them like 1.5 to 2 years to probably in production complete. That's not even going into like writing or anything else in this. Like we take for granted how time consuming this medium is, but I think this one's going to really make you appreciate it. You know, I can already kind of predict some of the movements being kind of similar to like a Corpse Bride or Coraline, where it's gonna have that kind of like limited, stagnant, static kind of movement to them.
Definitely, it's gonna be something that like it's gonna have like the jerkiness to it, but like you said, it's probably gonna be a labor of love. And the story reminds me a little bit of did you ever see the movie Swiss Army Man with Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe?
I'm not gonna lie, probably a long time ago. Super unfamiliar though.
It's another story where a person gets like lost somewhere and a corpse helps him like get through everything. But this, I definitely can see like this is going to be an interesting story. And I can see where like the thriller and the mysteryness like come out in here, and with how it has like some of the in the stills, like the harsher shading and everything, that it really is going to lean into some of that like darker horror aspect. And it's exactly what I think is going to be fun. Looking at the stills, this is probably going to be in a top 3 for this section for like these curated together. I definitely can see this as a top 3 for myself.
Yeah, I could see that for myself as well. I mean, it's got a gorgeous treatment to it. I'm curious, man. This is one of my favorite things about this time of year and going into Tribeca. One of these films, undoubtedly, I'm going to go in with absolutely zero expectations, and it's going to blow my mind, which makes me get expectations around all of them at some point.
Yep.
So I'm in the middle here. I think this has a chance to crack into the top 3 solely on my love of animation and seeing what they do with the puppeting and the rigging of these characters. But, the next one coming up may also do it for me as well, solely for, and we'll get into it in a bit, but the background art reminds me of one of my favorite shows on television.
So the next one is How a River is Born. And it is a Brazilian short that is in Portuguese.
Another North American premiere.
It doesn't say if there's going to be, any English subtitles, so we don't know if there's actually going to be any dialogue to it. And if there is dialogue, it's definitely going to be fun trying to figure out what's being said.
And to me, the 3 notes that I got immediately just from looking at this: 1, the background art screams Steven Universe and old school Looney Tunes to me, with this kind of flat shaping, using geometric shapes and scale to create this sense of perspective and depth, which is great. 2, the fact that it is going to be in Portuguese, I don't think is really going to hinder our ability to understand the story in this one, because I think the story is going to be simple and well understood enough universally that the language barrier is going to be pretty easy to overcome. So I'm not necessarily nervous about it on that end. And then the third thing I'm going to jump into with this is that I love kind of this flat graphic nature to this. It almost feels like a graphic designer took their hand and said, let's make this a motion graphic and put a story behind it almost. And I'm not saying in that regard, but just the overall styling of this feels very nice and flat and graphic and kind of easy to read in that regard.
It almost reminds me of like some of like the graphic novels that are out there. Like there's one that was done, I forget when it was done, but it was based on the Prince of Persia. And like that, the art for this reminds me a lot of that graphic novel.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
And as before we get even more into talking about this, the little tags for it are it's under animation, it's experimental, and it's LGBTQIA+. So anytime I get to see that
Yes,
little
bonus
acronym
points.
or like that little, not little, but like that group right there. I love to see representation being an ally for them.
Give me more of my alphabet soup.
God, I hate you some days.
You love me. How dare you? Don't you dare say that you don't, okay?
So the description for this short is
Shouldn't have given me a soundboard.
Ayla wakes up in a mountainous landscape, surrounded only by vegetation and a river. As she discovers where she is, she also discovers herself. So this one's definitely going to be this is going to be I feel like this one's going to be another punch in the feels.
Yeah, I definitely get that feeling. Good old-fashioned love story, regardless of where it comes from.
I feel like it's going to be more of a self-love story.
And that's more what I was about to get into as well. Love is good, you know? As totally hippie and cultish as that sounded. Love is good. Everybody likes love. Love is something everybody wants. Put a story behind that and you're golden.
You know that I believe in that.
I would think most people do, but, you know, the way the world is, who knows anymore. But going back into the original, you know, point of this, how a river is born, this just, to me, looks fun. I mean, I know it's going to be a short about self-discovery. I'm sure we're going to get some emotional swings in there. I'm sure we're going to be tackling a lot of different issues in this, but I'm feeling more lighthearted about going into this one, and maybe that's just me being naive with the stills that they chose for it to represent their film, but I have a feeling that, you know, this is going to be a little bit more lighthearted than we're expecting.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And I have a feeling that it's going to get a punch in the feels, but it's not going to be like a devastating punch in the feels. I don't know if this is going to be the one that gets me to cry, but definitely one of these in like this category that we're looking at, these curated ones, something's going to get me to cry.
For sure. They definitely will. But speaking about crying, I don't think this next movie's going to do that. I don't think our next film is going to be the quintessential tearjerker of the year.
You don't know. You never know that. So the next one
I may
is
be
a world premiere.
overreacting.
It is a world premiere. It is called Ovary-Acting.
But like ovaries.
Like ovary, OVARY -ACTING. So Ovary-Acting. It is a Norse, Swedish, and UK jaunt. That is in English with English subtitles, and it's about 13 minutes long.
A jaunt?
I'm going to say a jaunt.
We're not going to go with the Philly term and call it a jaunt?
What was that? You broke up on me.
I didn't break up with you, but I was saying, you were going to go with the Philly term and call it a jaunt?
Dude, I was just out in Philly, and I wanted to, like, punch, like, 3 people. People from Philly are actually people from Philly are actually pretty nice.
That's what I'm saying.
At least from the suburbs of Philly. Anybody from like Philly proper, I have a feeling they're just douchebags.
Whoa, that's a bold take.
So this one is under animation, women, comedy, drama, romance, and politics. Something talking about a women's reproductive rights and politics. Oh no. Let me just say how shocked I am at something like that.
I'm happy it's getting produced. I'm happy it's out there. I'm happy
Yes.
The overarching censorship has not gotten to this yet.
No, because the rest of the world understands that, women's rights, women's bodies. It's their body, their right. Unlike here, where it's I'm a white man and I say you can't do things.
Why does this make me think of Big Mouth though? Why does this make me think of Big Mouth though? Or like Seeing Red?
Yes, this reminds me a lot of like Big Mouth, Seeing Red. The once again, this looks like it's going to be another stop motion kind of like animated style. It looks like something that you would like just aesthetically. It looks like you would see something on Kablam.
Either on Kablam or like, to really age ourselves here, when our teacher came in with the rolling cart and the VCR ready to tell us about the human reproductive system. It kind of almost has that vibe. And I'm sorry. I take the art very seriously, but I the one still of just an ovary floating in front of a teacher's desk kind of makes me laugh. I'm sorry. Like I'm sure it's serious and I'm sure it has a very meaningful impact, but it's just a very funny still to go with.
So the description of this short is while stuck at her sister's baby shower, a 30-something woman is forced to decide whether she wants to have kids or not after unexpectedly giving birth to her reproductive organs. This is just an episode of Big Mouth. This just sounds like an episode of Big Mouth, and I am all for it. I love that show. This sounds like it's going to be, like I said, a romp.
Well, the body's going through changes. I'm going through changes. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be kind of like all over the place. There's going to be a great emotional impact to it, I'm sure.
Especially if this one image is correct about like how everything's gonna go. Seeing an ovary in a top hat holding like a cane looks like they're about to get into a freaking musical number, and I cannot wait.
Yes, let's take a very serious, very real, very highly debated topic and throw a kick line in there.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. any way to get people to understand.
So we got 3 more to go into.
Oh. God, this episode's going to be so long.
So the next one we're going to dive into is Still Moving. This is getting a North American premiere at Tribeca. This is made out in Canada. This is a 10-minute short. It is in Chinese. However, we will be getting English subtitles, so that always helps. Out of these 2 stills go ahead, Mr. Narrator.
The descriptor for it is animation and women in drama. So this one is definitely going to be this one may be one of the ones that gets me to cry. It looks like.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it is.
The animation style looks absolutely beautiful. It looks very like watercolor-esque.
For sure, yeah. No, it definitely has that kind of like treatment to. Excuse me, that treatment to it.
Yeah, like you're looking at the background of the one scene where it's like you see the moving truck and everything. It looks like something. The background looks like something Bob Ross would have done. Like it's absolutely gorgeous. Bless you.
Sorry, thank you.
It absolutely looks beautiful. So the descriptor for it is: after her divorce, a mother drives a rented moving truck with her daughter in the passenger seat. The two head into a new future, only to discover the pain and difficulties of leaving the past behind.
So, not that, I mean, I've been very blessed and fortunate in my life where I've had a good family. I haven't really had to deal with this on a personal level with divorce, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that this really hits hard and really hits close to the chest and hits home to them. I'm sure there are many people that, and it looks like that's what we're going to be diving into, that conversation that you have when it's time to move when it's time to split up and time to make this life decision that ultimately your child's never really going to fully understand unless it's like truly ridiculous circumstances, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be some pity or animosity or frustration or woe is me kind of thing behind that.
Like looking at the stills, like the one still you can kind of see the daughter sitting in the front cab of this moving truck with the mom, and you see her giving her like the side eye and everything, and it's just like, okay, you know that there's going to be some animosity, there's going to be some fight between the two of them regarding something, and it's this is definitely going to be the one that it's going to hit in the feels.
To me right now, I just thought about this as I'm looking at the still of the rain and the woman driving. It's just her full center. For whatever reason, it made me think about Steven Universe Future and the argument that Steven ends up having with his dad in the car. I think we're just getting a full-fledged movie of something that's very similar. Hurt feelings, a little bit of animosity, how they're going to... And what I'm going to be really looking out for this film, because I know I can see it in the treatment for it, but I can't wait to see it in action, how they're going to incorporate color into their storytelling and how these moods are going to go through. I'm sure when the conversation gets hot and heavy, they're going to be entering the eye of the storm or going into a storm, and then once everything's over, the break of dawn and the sun will come out for them once... either they move past their issues or agree to disagree, you know? So I'm really excited to see how they end up using their color, just kind of like Into the Cypress did, which helped ending up really emphasizing, their storytelling for their thing, and more importantly, helping cement them to get into the award season.
So with kind of going back to what you were saying, you're definitely saying, like, as they push through, the sun will come out tomorrow.
Yeah, I knew that was happening. Tomorrow.
I had to. I was holding that one in the chamber for a little bit. I was just letting you talk for a while.
A while? Because I got into my art nerd talk.
Yeah. I mean, once again, a little like behind the screen. We're recording this a lot later than we normally would record anything, and it's a Wednesday night and we're recording, so we're both a little tired and delirious, and yeah,
eyebrows.
Thanks, SpongeBob.
Ready to go into this next one? We got two more, buddy. Let's do this.
Let's power through it. So the next one is not a premiere, but it still looks really cute. It's called A Night at the Rest Area. It is a 12-minute short from Japan that is in Japanese, but will have English subtitles. Yay! The only descriptor that they have underneath it is animation.
And this is by Said Muramoto. I'm really excited with the art style here. Very flat, very graphic again. Really good use of lighting and silhouetting and textural elements here. Just in the, the three stills that we get from it. Really muted color palette, very limited light source, so that's going to play up in kind of what the storytelling is going to end up being. I know it's kind of all about the night at the rest area, so obviously with the title, but
yeah.
Creating that ambiance.
The animation style definitely reminds me of something that's like, it's very Doodle-esque, if that makes sense to you. Like, you can see these as like the characters that they have, because they're all animal-based characters. It looks like they're going more anthropomorphic than they are like humans, which I like, just because I like little creatures over humans, because humans suck.
Humans do traditionally suck.
Yeah,
that's a fair assessment.
Like, the characters themselves look like you could. It looks like something that you would see in somebody's notes, like just doodled there, and it's really cute looking. There's probably going to be a fun story to it. And let's get into it. So the description of this one is, at a midnight highway rest area, the weary travelers each quietly relax their minds. A brief moment spent with complete strangers is lonely, yet somehow comforting.
So, mental health. Mental health, mental health, mental health, mental health. That thing's kind of important to do. Take care of that thing. That noodle thing.
I agree with that statement. There's a reason I'm in therapy.
I've done
it. Therapy is working.
Destigmatize that shit. Nothing wrong with it.
Yes. I agree with that statement. That's why I'm putting it out there on a platform where people can hear me. I am in therapy. Therapy works for me. I will speak praises of it. I know that it is not for everybody. I have found somebody good that I can talk to and that can help me through my problems, understanding my ADHD, understanding my depression and trying to get past it.
And for a lot of people, that's the hardest part.
Doubts and getting through it. And not being on medication at the moment.
That's fantastic.
I'm trying hard not to be on medication unless my brain chemistry needs it. But yeah, no, this definitely sounds like it's going to be this one's gonna hit us in the feels more than we think that it's going to just off of the stills.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, and this is one of my sleeper picks. I have a feeling that this might be one of those ones that somehow ends up sneaking into my top 3 at the end of this day.
Yeah, no. So far I think my top 3, and this isn't looking, or even just looking at the still of the last one. I don't think it's going to crack my top 3, but I think this one, How a River is Born and Ovary-Acting are my top 3 so far for this one as a whole.
I'm probably going with Lily. I'm going with Captain Zero, and then
I'm just talking about this
this chain.
section.
So if we're going for this,
I'm not doing it as a whole.
So for this thing, I guess I would go with How a River is Born, Still Moving, and again, probably A Night at the Rest area. But speaking about that last one, let's talk about that last one. It's going to be a world premiere for a U.S. creator here called The Piano. It is an 8-minute short that is in English by Avery Kroll.
And this one we only get one still from. There's no trailer. There's no other screen grabs or anything. It is just one still that we'll get into. And the descriptor for it is, once again, just animation. And the description itself. One night, a young girl discovers her father bent over the keys of the piano, sparking a lifelong bond that resonates far beyond their final note.
God damn it. Okay.
This one's gonna make me cry. I don't think that it'll crack my top 10 or my top 3 for at least this section. It's definitely gonna crack my top 10 because there's only 14 shorts that we're seeing. But the animation style looks something very similar to like that early 2010s,
like 16.
Disney. Yeah.
Like that very flat 2D puppeted animation, but
very similar to like Tangled or like Princess and the Frog, something like that.
I'm gonna throw something out there for you, Mr. Steve. And it's going to be kind of a long shot here, but I have a feeling that this, now after reading into this and looking into this image way too much, this one might actually do it, because one of my favorite animes of all time, which is very weird to bring up in this, is Your Lie in April, which, if you guys have ever watched that, probably one of the saddest animes of all time, but the whole premise is that kid was a piano prodigy, best piano player in the world, but his mom was like straight up abusive and teaching him this, and the mother passes away, and the whole rest of the series is him trying to get back to the piano. And now that I'm looking at this, and again, looking at the still that I have here, I see one character over the piano holding this bunny and what looks to be a hospital scrub with this little girl looking up at him. It's leading me to believe that she watched, and this is going to sound terrible just as a live prediction here, I think she watched him die. I think he plays his last note and makes her love the piano forever.
It definitely sounds like it's going to be something like that. Seeing the hospital scrubs, I think it's going to be this little girl watches this person, like it's a father and daughter. I think it's going to be the father probably dies, like, around minute 4, so about halfway through. And it's going to be her trying to get back into the piano after that, or just continuing the song that he started. And it may not be when she's a young girl, but I think it's going to be that when she's older and seeing her father older, that's when he passes. But it's going to be that continuation of from one musician to another. Like, I grew up, my dad's still around and I absolutely love him. But my dad got me into a lot of the music and a lot of like being a musician that I am today.
I think that's part of what I think that's what comes with the dad title, though. I think all dads do that for their sons in terms of guiding them in the way of the right music.
Not all dads and not all sons. Like, I've definitely met some.
Oh yeah, obviously I'm speaking to a generalized Hallmark audience.
Yeah. No, I understand that. That's why I'm just trying to speak personally on this one. But like, I know whenever my father passes away, and I'm gonna get thoroughly torn up about it, I'm going to be able to continue on with the music that he has instilled within my own heart. And it's gonna be hard moving on with that music, but I'm still gonna do it for him.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I feel like
I have a feeling like this short's gonna be something like that, where it's there's this bond over music and the piano and playing together. And then from there, after her father passes away, she is continuing his tradition and continuing his legacy through her, and hopefully we'll be able to pass that along to maybe another person within her life. And that's just my prediction for this. This one I have a feeling is going to make me cry.
For sure.
I still don't know if it's going to crack into my top 3 for this section of stuff.
As my wife says, I love schmaltz. So yeah, this is right up my alley. I do love schmaltzy nonsense, and yeah, this hits. So for me, probably going to end up sneaking in there.
I have a feeling that this is going to end up sneaking in there too. Looking at some of the other stuff, like this one probably is going to beat out like maybe 1 or 2 of the other ones that I'm thinking about. But I think this one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt watching a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And as we wrap everything up,
I'm so excited for Tribeca. This is going to be
such a fun experience.
Yeah, no, seriously, this is going to be such a fun trip.
Yeah, we're going to be in the AMC theater on 19th Street. So, like, we're going to be in that nice big old theater. There's going to be popcorn and sodas and whatnot, and it's going to be a great time.
I hope I get an appropriate fitting shirt this year, because I do have a souvenir shirt from last year, but unfortunately, the schmedium does not fit on me.
Yeah, that's why I went with the bucket hat.
Yeah, you know what? I should have probably, in hindsight, went with the bucket hat, but hey, you live and you learn, right?
I'm going to be wearing the bucket hat again this year.
Well, I'm wearing the ADD shirt. I know that much. The real debate is going to be if I wear a Dipper Pines hat or if I wear my Scott Pilgrim 20th anniversary sweatshirt or if I wear... What nerd culture do I present to the table here? That is the real question.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. And this is just going to be a good old time. I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with this. And to be honest, like, I always thought that Tribeca was going to be expensive to go to, but for the 2 tickets for us for each session, I spent under $150, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's really not bad at all.
For 4 tickets of like going to 2 sessions, like it's absolutely phenomenal. It's like going to a concert or something like that. And it's going to be a ton of fun, and we're going to have a great time. And hopefully, if anybody out there is listening and is inspired, go check out Tribeca this year or next year.
Yeah, come join us. Come hang out with us. Come find us on that Saturday.
Hit us up on social medias if you're going to, go. I know that we've already posted on our Instagram and I think might be on Twitter. Or not Twitter. I know it's on Bluesky. It might be on our TikTok. That we have like the little video of us going, and keep an eye on our socials to see how the day goes, because we're definitely going to be posting some pictures on the day.
Again, like I said too, I'm going to try and do some quick draw video, some interview stuff, because I'm going to have some mic setups with me, so maybe we'll do some on the spot interviews if we are so lucky enough and one of these execs, creators want to take the 5 seconds and kind of, talk to us about what their life's work has been.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I always look forward to this, man. I'm super excited.
Oh, yeah. Now that, like, you've gotten me into this, I'm just like, I have to make this a yearly tradition, especially if we're going to be continuing the podcast.
Absolutely. Let's sign off, though. Guys.
I think that's it for us tonight. It is late. I am tired. I want to go watch the Red Bulls.
I am EP. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in once again. I am your lovely, lovely host, Rob.
And I am your ugly, ugly host, Steve.
You are not ugly. You are beautiful. My beautiful, beautiful swan.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one. This episode's music break was Sakura by Solar Bloom. Follow them on social media at Solar Bloom Band. Listen to this and many of our other favorite tracks wherever you stream your favorite music.
Intro and outro music brought to you by DJ Cutman. Find him on all available streaming platforms, and you can find him on Instagram and Twitter at VideoGameDJ. Thank you for tuning into the ADHD podcast. We hope that you enjoyed our nonsense and whimsy. Please make sure to follow us on our social medias. Instagram at animateddysfunctionpod. Bluesky at adhdpodcast.bsky.social. X/Twitter at A_D_H_D_pod. Links in the show notes below. Make sure to check out our merch on TeePublic. Our store link is also in the show notes below. Thanks again for listening, and remember, keep this podcast weird.